Today here on SABC News, thanks for staying with us. Trucks are still stuck at the Oshoek Border Post between Mpumalanga and the Kingdom of Eswatini. Pro-democracy protests continue unabated in that country. The internet is reportedly cut off, making it difficult for border authorities to process the delivery trucks. The protesters are calling for a democratic state. The South African government has deployed police and members of the National Defence Force to monitor activities at the border post. The queue of trucks stretching from the border, signalling challenges at the processing centre. Meanwhile, the Eswatini government has decided to close schools and to implement a curfew between 6 p.m. and 5 a.m. Yesterday, the government refuted claims that King Mswati III has fled the country. The public was assured that the king was in Eswatini engaging cabinet amid the protests. Political parties remain banned in the landlocked kingdom. All right, let's cross then to our reporter, Tumelo Machogo, who was at the border this morning. He's now back at Mbombela office. A very good afternoon to you, Tumelo. Tumelo, what was the situation at the border? And I'm sure you've got your ear to your ground in terms of what's happening at the moment, even though you've indeed left the border at this time. What can you tell us?
Well, Flo, I can tell you that the trucks that were at the border, they were stretching about 2 kilometers, and also the truck drivers there, they're saying that they slept there, and some of them arrived this morning, so they can't be processed going into Eswatini because Eswatini is using a system where they have to use an internet to actually be able to process the trucks that are going into that country. So that system needs internet to be able to be processed. So truck drivers are stuck there. And also authorities are saying that South African authorities are saying they cannot process them because they're going to be stuck at the border because they cannot be processed when they get to Eswatini side because of the internet situation in that country. We've been speaking to people inside Eswatini telling us that the internet has been off since yesterday. So they're saying that the internet does come, but it comes for about 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes the internet again is gone. But we've been speaking to authorities this side. They're saying that they're going to deploy more police and also SNDF to actually monitor the trucks that are in this that are in South African side that are waiting to cross it to that country, because those trucks are carrying goods, they're carrying medication, they're carrying fuel. So those trucks, they need to be protected. That's why the authorities at the border, they need to protect those trucks. We spoke to Life Mokwena. He is a border post manager. Let's take a listen to him and what he had to say.
The trucks has been here since yesterday morning. The reason being the protest that is taking place in Eswatini, and some of them, they fear that if they cross, the trucks might be banned. And they've seen, a number of cases where there was, there were trucks that were stopped and the looting was taking place from the trucks, and they are afraid to cross. And as of today, this morning, we wake up and only to find that the systems by which the clearing agencies are using to clear the trucks, it's not working in Eswatini, it's down. So they cannot process the trucks. Hence, the trucks are parked here.
And Flo, I can tell you that also truck drivers that are coming from South Africa, also one truck driver actually crossed the border yesterday around 8 o'clock in the morning before the internet was suspectedly shut down. And when he got into that country, he was caught in the mayhem and also within the protest. And that's when his truck was also damaged, and also the goods on his truck was also damaged. We spoke to him, this truck driver, Mcebo Mnisi. Just take a listen to him.
While driving down the hill to Mbabane, there was a protest, a big protest in town, and I tried to make a U-turn facing the oncoming traffic. While I was on my way, they came in a full sprint to block my truck. And while they blocked my truck, they tried to step my wheels. They stepped about 6 wheels of the trucks and damaged the cement that I was carrying to Swaziland. And it was painful. Even my family tried to call me, to warn me, to tell me to stop where I am, because I was already damaged. Nothing I can do. I try to drive the truck back to Oshoek Border Post so that it can be safe.
And Flo, also we spoke to a couple of people that were coming also from Eswatini. They have been telling us that actually there were a lot of debris on that road between Eswatini and also one people, they were actually coming from Eswatini going into South Africa. They said that they couldn't use the border towards the Durban side, because KwaZulu-Natal rather side, because there were a lot of debris on the road. We are hearing reports that there are protests going on in that country, and there continue to be more protests in that country because the communities there, they're saying that they want a free democratic state. Flo?
Tumelo, okay, we've heard it from the truck drivers and certainly the authorities about, going in and out of the country. But what is also quite important at this time and to bear in mind is that all of this is due to the fact that there is what some are calling a revolution that's currently taking place in the country. Have you heard any reaction from anyone in terms of, thoughts on what's happening in Swaziland at the moment? Surely this is affecting everybody, not just the people and Eswatini, but let's park the issue of logistics aside. Let's talk about the issue of what is currently actually happening in the country politically.
Well, indeed, some of the truck drivers that we actually spoke to, and we spoke to them off air, and also they didn't want to be recorded. They're saying that there are Swaziland residents, and they actually supported this revolution, what as we might call it, and also they're saying that they wanted to support the protest, and they are supporting the protest because they want a free election. They're also saying that they want to elect their leaders. They're saying that the King Moswati can still be a king in their country, but as long as they are able to elect their own political parties, their political parties are not banned in that country, they're able to elect their leaders, they're able to elect their prime ministers and also local ministers within like their towns, in their villages. They want that. So they're saying that they are supporting the protest, but also they are also scared because some of their families, they are still in that country and they are outside of South Africa. And people that we've been speaking to actually coming in and out of Eswatini, they've been actually telling us that, you know what, they don't want to comment on camera, but they've been saying that we are supporting what's going on in Eswatini, but we cannot allow this to continue where political parties are still banned, where we cannot elect our own leadership within our communities, within the country. So there are a lot of people supporting what's going on in Eswatini, but they're saying that they are supporting it. They want the King Moswati rather to still be a king, but the political parties to be allowed, and also election to be also allowed in that country so they can elect their own leadership.
All right, Tumelo, thank you very much for that reporting on the border there, just as you get into Swaziland, indeed, at the Oshoek Border Post. They were appreciated, and we'll certainly be catching up with you and getting more information from you, as of course you do monitor that story for us. Much appreciated. All right, that is Tumelo for us. And of course, the South African government has indeed deployed police and members of the National Defence Force to monitor activities at the border post. And of course, the queue of trucks stretching from the border, signalling challenges at processing centre, which Tumelo Machogo has been reporting for us there.